Hello, welcome back to the finals at the game shop in Aldershot. Unfortunately, Adam isn't with us this week. He was away at work. He wasn't at FNM yesterday either, so I was judging. Because I was distracted judging, unfortunately I didn't turn the lights off, so there's a little bit of glare in this video. I'm sorry about that, but thankfully Tom is here to fill in for Adam. Speaking of Tom, in the finals tonight we have Tom on Azusa Lost But Seeking, playing off against Connor on Kellan Planar Trailblazer. So Tom, you're on the play. Tell us about your opening hand.
It's nice. It's slow, but I'm on the play, so it's all right. So we've got 4 lands, one of them being a Cabaret Courtyard. Very important, I've found in the aggro matchup, just gaining your life every time you play it. Also got the Sowing Miku Spawn, which is a disgusting card.
Strong card, yeah. Connor's had to mulligan to 6, unfortunately, but it's not a terrible 6. He's got a Ginger Brute, so he's got some early aggression there, a couple of burn spells and a Monstrous Rage, which is very powerful powerhouse and standard. So yeah, let's see how it plays out here. Good luck, Tom, on the play. Let's see what you do.
Yeah, starting with the Cabaret Courtyard, gaining me that life and passing.
And what are you going to tutor for?
Oh, hard decision. There was 3 different choices.
Yeah.
I chose the only legal one in this deck.
Right, that's fair. Yes, yeah. Connor blows Mountain and runs out of Kellan.
I've never Kellan turn 1 in Kellan. That's
shocker. Who would have expected?
My turn 2 is likely.
You played against Kellan twice.
I did. Round 1.
Yeah.
Round 1 and round 4, the start and end of my night.
How do you find the matchup normally? Do you think it's favourable, or
if I win the dice roll?
Yep. You think it's very die roll dependent?
I don't think it's very die roll dependent.
Okay.
It's very hand dependent.
Okay.
I think you need to see it in the first 2 sevens.
Sure.
A hand that kind of has any type of life gain.
Yeah.
Then you're probably all right.
Okay.
But
so if you were to play 100 games, who do you think would win the most?
I would probably say Kellan.
Okay, so you actually think this is a disadvantageous matchup?
I do think so.
That's fair.
I think the only matchups that are more disadvantageous are the combo matchups.
Sure. Okay. Interesting. Because you don't run that much interaction.
No.
Yeah. So Connor has proceeded to run out his Ginger Root as well. 2 attackers on the board now. Tom has no attackers, just 2
17.
forests. 17 life. Cabaret Courtyard hasn't done too much.
Well, it cancelled out the crack land.
That's fair. That's fair. Running up the Miku here, dropping a forest and a
Field of Ruin.
Oh, nice. Good card to run against you as well.
It is. Okay, at this point, I am a bit scared. I've got too many fetchers, I think, in hand against aggro. I don't want to be taking one life is a lot.
I'm curious to see how Connor attacks here, because I don't know if he'd be scared about Miku blocking the Kellan or not, or I'm not sure if he'd block or mind games.
Yeah, well, it
just
tapped out on the Lelia,
Yeah.
and that is a card that I'm scared of.
Lelia is a very powerful magic card. One of the best free drops in the game for sure. Perhaps swinging with the Ginger Brute was unnecessary.
I think so. I think
like the Kellan was a potential trade being offered, whereas the Ginger Brute's just being thrown away. So Lelia now free. The Sunspire Links, I believe it's called, can't be cast, it just stays in exile. I mean, Lelia is just another classic example. We talk about it all the time on the channel. Cards that were designed for multiplayer.
Yeah.
In 1v1, they just go absolutely nuts. So you're copying the Cabaret Courtyard.
Yeah.
There you go. Another life gain. Gonna go tutor for a mountain this time.
Oh, there's so many decisions when you're fetching for a land in this deck, especially when it's only a basic.
So now I've moved away from monocolor recently, and I'm playing Teamer at the moment. And I tell you, Tom, cracking a fetch land and having to actually look for a single card is difficult. Stick to monocolor, my friend. So now you've played 2 Cabaret Courtyards and 2 proper fetch lands.
Yeah, so I'm net neutral.
You've not done any damage to yourself. You're not getting any life either. Perfectly balanced. So you are just ramping a lot here. This is the Micro Spawn, I assume?
Yes.
Kicked or?
Yes. Okay.
So is it 4 mana and 2 kicker?
It's 4 mana, 2 kicker, yes. And the kicker has to be a colourless.
Both are cast triggers.
Both are cast triggers.
And it's you search, new exile around.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And it comes in untapped.
It doesn't specify basics.
No.
Ooh. So what is the grab here?
Oh.
Maze of If?
Always.
Yeah.
Into aggro, that is the card you look for.
Well, that and Glacial Chasm, if you have some kind of loot.
Yes. Glacial Chasm would be the get here, probably, if
you could recur it.
I had it in my deck.
Oh, did you cut it?
I've never owned a coffee.
Oh, you're borrowing it, aren't you?
I do. Yes, I need to get myself a coffee.
Yeah.
It is kind of integral to the deck.
Even more impressive that you managed to make it to the finals then.
Well, yes.
Yeah, I mean, Maze of If is a very powerful Magic card, obviously. Doesn't stop with any attack trigger, so he'll still get the card advantage from Malia. But not the damage, which I think is the part he cares more about.
Yeah.
So what is Microspawn's power and toughness?
It's a 3/3.
It's a 3/3. Again, this Kellan attack feels a bit strange to me. I mean, he can have a pump spell in hand. We know about the Monstrous Rage, so that does make sense. Yep, Monstrous Rage as expected. Giving it +1/+0 and making it a give one of the rolls.
Yeah, so I think it's a
roll?
+3/+1. I think is the
overall max. Sure. And trample is the keyword that the roll gives.
So I'm down to 9. Now 9 is a number I'm at a lot in these these games.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. I hadn't noticed your life total was so low, to be honest, and now you're down to 6.
I'm sweating at this point.
But this is quite a scary position for you. The Maze of If is coming in clutch here. It's going to hold that earlier at bay. The Arena of Glory that we saw in his opening hand is worrying because it means he can hasten a threat and you can only stop one of them. But you do have the Miku to chump block if necessary.
And here I'm tutoring and I have to pay 3 to tutor.
Yep.
So I have like 4 remaining.
Sure.
So I've got to get something that costs basically 3. In this deck, it's 3
you're choosing the mode search for a creature card.
Yes.
Yeah. You don't have many 4-drops, is what you're saying.
Not 4-drops that in this situation would help.
Okay.
I think there's 1 4-drop in the deck.
Yeah.
It is the 2/2 that lets play next to land return and play lands from the top of your library.
Yeah. So you go for Ramanap
to get those Cabretti.
That'll gain you. You've got
3 life return.
3 more land drops.
Yes.
So you're basically playing blue now and you're countering a bolt every turn.
Yeah. And ramping 3.
And ramping 3, which is also very
which is quite good, yes.
Yeah. No, it's just for the life gain. Yeah, he cares about the lands.
Yeah, for playing that. Doing that 3 times. Gaining 3 life. Back up to 9 on that 9 again.
What skew the critics?
Yeah.
I would be. I'm assuming that the next burn spell Connor has goes at the excavator.
Yes.
Should be the line as opposed to go to face because it's more damage in the long term.
I was feeling a lot more comfortable with this than I was before.
Yeah, because it's just gained you 3 life and it will in theory eat the next burn spell, gaining you more life by
which is effectively 6 in total. And I've got the Maze of If to the
You're stabilising quite well.
I just gotta play a bomb. Is next thing I gotta do.
I don't think Connor's put the counter on later.
We noticed that.
You fixed it, okay, sure. So that's a Tin Street Dodger, I believe. It's the goblin that makes stuff unblockable. Ramanap Ruins is the land for turn, which you can sacrifice to deal 2 damage to each opponent, or sacrifice a desert to deal 2 damage to each opponent. Casting this from Tin Street Dodger. I'm looking at the cards in his hand. One of them, I think, is one of the Cowboy Bebop promos, but I don't know what the card is a promo copy of.
I believe it's Lightning Bolt.
Is it Lightning Bolt?
I believe so.
Sure. I knew it was a burn
spell. It's a bolt of some kind. Not necessarily Lightning Bolt, but it's
Fierce Empath here.
Yeah.
Prime Plan?
I think so.
Yeah. You do like your Prime Plan.
It's, I think, the best card in the deck, realistically.
Yeah, okay, right, fair.
You play it, and immediately you've got 2 more lands.
Yes.
You're threatening 2 more. You've got like Dalek combo. Next turn, you're threatening. If it swings, you can get the land that phases the creature out, so it gets rid of one of their blockers if they have a flyer. That play won me my round 1, game 3.
What? Talongate's the blocker?
Talongate's the flyer, yeah. For a Merit Lich, swing for 20.
Oh, fantastic. So you are grabbing
Thespian Stage and Dark Depths, yeah. Bread and butter in the deck.
100%. Is that your go-to win line?
It is the easiest win line by far. So here, Connor actually makes a mistake.
Okay.
And forgets to kill my Ramanap before I play the land.
Oh. So he let the result. He let the primetime resolve. The land's entered. Then he bolted.
Yeah.
I see.
So I did gain 1 life.
Yes.
Which is nice.
That is relevant. And unfortunately for Connor, 10 is now not a multiple of 3.
Yes.
I think that's less relevant here, but I used to play a lot of Modern Burn, and that was always counting in 3s.
3s, yeah. So I'm feeling incredibly comfortable here.
So I don't know why he's swinging with both creatures. He can make one thing unblockable, but it feels like he's throwing away the Tin Street Dodger. Rampaging for Velocodon is a nice counter to the Ramanap loop you had, but the Ramanap's gone, so it's not that relevant.
Well, the Dodger's actually unblockable here, I believe. I believe the one was paid.
Oh, I thought it was one red target creature can't block.
No, I believe it's one block.
block.
This creature can't be blocked.
Well,
so I take the one back down to 9.
People watching at home will see on screen what the correct answer is. And now whenever you play a creature, you're going to take a damage, and you can't gain life. So the Velocodon actually is, I think, quite relevant here.
Yeah, I'm feeling a lot less safe than I was before.
And Connor is at a healthy 20.
Well, healthy with a marital age and 20 don't really go together. But
sorry, that is correct. Yes, I forgot about the marital age combo. It's hidden away in the rest of your forests.
Yeah, he knows it's there. He knows it's there.
It's all he can think about.
I'm talking about it, so...
Right, that's fair. Okay, so...
You can tell I play Locano with the way I stack my
yes, I've
cards
commented
together.
on this before. So you're moving to combat, attacking with the prime time. But one of the nice things you can do as well with Maze of is you're ever in a situation where you want to get the land search trigger, but you can't really attack safely. You can always untap it after that and keep it as a blocker. There's a lot of interesting things you can do there.
So I get Vesuva coming in as a copy of Maze of Ith.
Oh, that must hurt.
Unfortunately, my plan here, I forgot Vesuva actually, when you play it from hand, but also enters tapped. So I was going to grab a bounce land. Bounce it to hand and replay it.
Oh, but that doesn't.
But that's the same. That doesn't do anything.
Okay, I see.
I think I just end up grabbing a kind of,
You grab a Talon Gates.
Just feeling that way, just to have it there, so that next turn when it swings, I can get a bounce land, add it back to hand, then pay the 4 to face something out.
And he now has to decide if he's taking 6 or throwing away the Ferocodon.
Yes.
Which feels wrong to
take
throw
6
away.
is the answer.
That feels correct.
21 life against marital age is the same thing.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, yes. Okay. And he just needs to stop you from having a chance of life gain, because I know your deck is capable of some life swings, isn't it? You've got Titania's Command. I think one of the modes is exiling cards from a graveyard and gaining life for each card exiled or something. Yeah.
Very useful, very useful.
Feels backbreaking against Burn.
Not only it does that, and then tutors me to dark.
And also, and you choose 2 modes, right?
Yeah.
So this is a Duskmourn common. It's a discard and draw card. Grab the prize or something. I can't remember the name. It's got a clown in the artwork. I think it does damage if you discard it on land card. I believe you took the damage. It was 7 now. He's got a Kumano who faces Carcazan in hand. That's the only card I recognise. Again, speaking with the team here, paying a red, so that's something to do with blocking.
Yeah.
Linear attack. It's a bolt wave.
So I am terrified here.
Well, but there's no flying blocker.
There isn't, but there are cards in hand and mana open.
He's got 2 mana. 1 red does 3 damage. Puts you to 4.
And then I take the 1 from the attacker, so down to 3 with 1 mana open.
This is a Samuel Sprint, which gives plus something, plus O.
Yep.
You're at 4.
Plus 2.
Plus 2 plus O, okay.
If that gave plus 3, I was done.
You were dead, okay, wow. So then you cast the Bolt Wave. Yeah, I'm sorry. Then Connor casts the Bolt Wave in the second main, put you to 1. And end step, Dark Depths. Extremely close game.
Very close. Very scary.
If he'd have bolted the Ramanap before the primetime triggers,
I would have. Yeah.
Minor things like that, they do make a difference. Well.
Yeah, and then next turn I was dead.
And next turn that's the Kumano. Well played, Tom. Let's see how round 2 goes.
Yeah, very scary game. Very close.
Hello and welcome back to the finals. Tom won game 1, so we're heading into game 2 now with Connor on the play. And unfortunately, he's mulliganed to 4. Not where you want to be, especially not game 2 and you lost round 1. 1 lander. He's got 3 instances already in his hand. At least he's got his turn 1 Kellan. This is why Kellan is so strong. He's just that 1-drop commander, but it doesn't feel like his odds of winning this game are great. I hate to say it. So Tom, how about your opening hand?
So, in retrospect, I think I should have mulliganed to 6 here. I'm on the draw.
Okay.
I look at the hand and I'm like, okay, I've got 2 lands that tap for mana, and I've got a Green Sun Zenith.
Which gets you Dryad Arbor.
So I have the turn 2 Azusa.
Yeah.
I just need lands to play from there.
Yeah.
I've got the Summoner's Pact.
Sure.
So I've got something to tutor something with. I've got kind of 2 removal spells, I guess is what I call them in this deck. the World Breaker and the Cosmos Command.
Yeah.
I only have one source of colourless mana,
Sure.
which if I don't get a second one, I can't cast Cosmos.
It's a bit risky.
But I keep, in retrospect, I should have.
You should have known. Well, let's see how it plays out. Connor was on the play with a mountain, running that into a Kellan. Passing to Tom. And are you going for the Green Sun's Dried Arbor line?
Yes.
Is that... I feel like it's a risky line against mono red.
I feel like I knew he was down to 4 cards.
Yep, sure.
But
it's safer here than it would be normally against mono red.
Yes, I just need to, like... If a spell is being used to get rid of it,
yeah,
I think I am favoured for that trade.
Sure. Because he's not using it on your face.
Yeah. And that exactly happens.
And also it eats up a real spell that could be going towards a Miku later on.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that makes sense.
It's a bit scary.
Did you shuffle the Green Suns in? Or is that in? It's okay, mistakes happen, happen.
Dear.
No, yes, to clarify, you should shuffle Green Suns in the library after you've cast the spell.
I very luckily draw a Blast Zone off the top here.
That's very good.
Which is probably when your opponent only has 1 land, it's just playing 1 drops.
So he's played the Vexing Devil, which is a card that I absolutely love. I love this card, but it's a difficult one. You never know whether I should play the life or not. I feel like here you've paid the life. Maybe you wouldn't because you're about to go play a land and activate the Blast Zone. So
no, Blast Zone requires 3.
Is it 3 mana? Okay, normally
mana,
I'm wrong. Yes, okay, I'm very wrong there.
Luckily, I do start drawing into land, so
that helps.
It is more than half the deck.
Yeah.
So I was
what's your current land count?
I believe it's 52.
52 lands.
It should be 54.
Should be 54.
I think mathematically that's the
optimal number of lands for Azusa.
Wow,
okay.
Because you want to open 4, realistically.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So Dark Depths here, half of your combo. Again, you need to put those counters on.
That is true. I think because we're both aware.
It's just not relevant. You're not going to be doing that. Yeah. But no. Okay.
So I'm actually getting pretty scared here.
You're at 6.
I'm at 6.
You're at 6. What is the hour? I mean, you've got the Summoner's Pact to grab anything you want to. You don't have to worry about that until next turn.
Yeah.
It's like that's not a risk for you. But what do you grab? I mean, you were saying last game about how 4 mana isn't great. Is 5 mana any better? Oh, you only have 4 because the Darkness isn't tapped.
Yeah, that's correct. So I get a 3 drop.
There is no life gaining land in your graveyard, so Ramanap's not doing it.
There is a fetch.
A fetch?
A fetch land in there.
But no, I meant that's dealing you 3 damage if you're playing that again.
Oh, well, that's true.
I meant there is no the life gain land.
Yeah, that's true. I do get to ramp and kind of fix the mana in my hand. I'm not.
But going to 3, that leaves you dead to so many options.
Yeah.
So you've paid the 3. You've activated the Blast Zone. That makes sense. Is it sorcery speed?
That's a great question. I'm not sure.
Sure, that's fair. I was going to ask if there was a reason why you didn't play it at sorcery speed. So this is it's a bit blurry because the glaring. I'm sorry. I think it's an Ember of Challenger. It's a Bloomburrow card.
I think it's when it's targeted by a spell.
You activate the top card.
Yes,
yes. Yeah. So here you are paying 3 mana and you're casting. I'm not
I just draw it.
You just draw it?
I simply draw it.
However, you're at 4 life.
I am.
The Blast Zone comes back with a counter on it.
It does.
And you've paid the Dried Arbor?
I have. It's a blocker.
A blocker!
It's a repeatable blocker every time.
That's true. That is true. Okay.
I was very happy in that situation to get it.
Blast Zone's on 1.
I do remember the counter.
Yes, thank you. It's not with Dark Depths.
No.
Half a warning.
Yeah. I think whenever I play it, I'm like, it has to counters on it.
I mean, I will say, for a mulligan to 4, your life total is not looking good.
I am absolutely mortified.
What are you thinking about right now? Because
I'm thinking, oh god.
Okay, fair.
What do I do here? Because I cracked the fetch, I'm down to 3 and I'm dead.
That is. I feel like it's a very crucial thing against burn is to be aware of where you are in terms of multiples of 3, right? I feel like going from 8 to 7 is something I do. It doesn't feel as bad as going from 7 to 6.
Yes, 100%.
You know.
And realistically, 4's not great either.
No, 100%.
There's I've been caught out a lot.
There are 2 mana deal 4 damage spells. There's a few of them.
So I think I just pass here.
Yep.
And unfortunately, in my
this is the Obliterating Bolt on the Ramanap, and it exiles it.
Yeah.
So that gets rid of your repeatable blocker. I'm assuming you're still blocking with the Dried Arbor here. Maybe even a double block.
I believe I just block. Yeah, I just block with the. I think the 1 mana wasn't doing me much.
Sure. If you double blocked, he'd have killed the Azusa, and you didn't want that to happen. Is that?
Yeah.
Do you think that maybe it would have been worth doing a double block to get rid of the 2/2?
No.
No,
I don't think so.
That's fair. I'll trust the pilot.
Yeah.
So 3 mana here. Is this Tireless Tracker? Okay.
So at this stage, I'm like, okay.
So just clarify, that's a Yavimaya.
That is, yes.
Mulder's Yavimaya, yes.
Which is nice. I don't think I actually did this, but now my fetch taps the mana.
And your Dark Depths.
And my Dark Depths, yeah. Mainly just Dark Depths is the important part.
Yavimaya is, I think, a very strong land. I mean, obviously, but I think in particular in this scenario.
Yeah.
Because you again, the ability to turn fetch lands into not hurting you.
Yeah.
And also to make your Dark Depths, and also your Maze of If, you've got a couple of utility lands.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's stronger here than it is in most places. So what did you? I'm assuming what did you make with the? Oh no, Tireless Tracker is always treasures.
Always treasures.
Yeah. Still no treasure tokens.
I own them. They're somewhere. They're in a box somewhere.
Have to invest them before.
One week I'll bring it.
Okay, so what are you deciding between? You're playing the Summoner's Pact.
I am.
What is the grab?
Something that saves me.
Okay.
Realistically, something like gains you life.
Sure. Do you have creatures that do? I mean, there's
Courser of Prefix.
That's the one.
Is the name of the creature
from the top. Okay. And how many land drops have you played this turn? Just one.
I believe yes, it's just one.
Just the
Yavimaya.
Okay.
So I'm like here. I'm like okay.
So you probably sequenced this slightly wrong. You should have been Summoner's Pacting before playing the Yavimaya.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think this game was my. I think I went into it a bit too confident.
Yeah.
Because there's a muddle to four on the play.
And one, it happens. Yeah, I get what you mean. So you might be rushing, but doing something a little bit.
I think so. I think I could have thought things through better.
So yeah, as you said, Courser of Prefix, top card library revealed.
And now the worst situation
praying
here,
for lands on top.
it's not too bad actually.
Okay.
Because I've got the treasure. The clue.
The clue is it? I thought that's Tireless Tracker. Oh, you're right. Sorry, yes, you're
Clue,
right. I'm getting Tracker and Provisional confused. It is a clue, so that gives you a second shot to kind of look
It
again.
does.
And is this a Courser of Prefix? Is it top card revealed? It's revealed. So that's the Sowing Microsynth.
Good card, but not what I want in this situation.
And you're cracking the fetch going to 3.
To shuffle the deck.
But you also get a land and you get a life back.
Yeah.
So the fetch is free.
If there was any open mana, I would not have done that.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean.
But I get the life, and I shuffle the deck.
Yeah, it's because you another constant look at the top. Okay. I thought that was a risky play, but no, it's basically free here.
And now I just need a land at the top here. That's the important
Preferably
thing.
2 lands.
Preferably 2.
But I feel like you've got a good...
there we go, up to 5.
You've got a decent amount of blockers.
Yeah. And then... but...
It's like a land.
I've got the 2 mana now.
That's true. Oh, nice.
And my opponent reminded me that I do in fact get clues.
Very kind of him. You've got 3 golds. No, 2 gold sleeves.
And that Tireless Tracker should actually, I believe...
It gets a land.
Wow, yeah. That Tireless Tracker should actually have a +1/+1 counter on it currently.
Yes, because you sacrificed
it is pointed out by my opponent later on.
Oh, Screaming Nemesis!
So I see this and I'm like, that's not good for me.
Can't gain life again, and you
basically I just have to let it hit me.
Have to let it hit you.
Now I read that card wrong the first time I played against it. Okay. So I think probably about 2 months ago.
What did you think it said?
I just thought it dealt damage.
That life gain of blocking is brutal.
Yeah. Luckily, Courser of Prefix, I believe, is a 2/4.
Yeah.
Fantastic stat line into this.
Happily blocks there.
So here I am reading the card properly for the first time.
Making sure you don't misplay.
Because last time I played against it, I just thought if it hit me, I didn't get life. So.
Yeah, you have to let it hit you. It's too bad. It's brutal.
I know. Luckily, no mana up. So
yeah, so you're not worried about being killed this turn. Although obviously there are cards you can sacrifice 2 mountains and deal 4 to you.
Fury, I was quite scared about.
Fury's only creatures.
Is it? That's
but there is a red instant where you can sacrifice 2 mountains, deal 4 to any target.
Ooh.
And he has 2 mountains. Only 2, but
no 3.
Oh, okay, one of them's hidden.
Third one hidden down there.
Okay,
yeah.
So you're lucky the land on top. That's 1 out of the 3. You need to hit at least 2 lands to not be dead on board.
Yeah.
And that's not true because you can block with Miku and take 1 damage.
That's true.
You can't get life. It's not looking good, but so obviously you've just played a land.
Yes.
And last turn you cast Summoner's Pact.
Yes.
Which obviously you're going to realise later, but I think we'll probably address it now. So
I did not realise.
Yeah.
I continue playing as if nothing's happened.
Yes.
But realistically, I should have paid the 4,
Yeah.
which probably would have impacted how I played, changed
Yes.
things. We realise
Yeah.
about probably very soon.
Yeah.
And I think the best thing to do is, because I've drawn quite a few cards, I've done
Information has
a
changed.
lot of stuff's happened.
Yes.
I decide that it's, I think, fair in this situation that I misplayed, I concede.
That's very honourable. I think, so I was judging the event and I wasn't actually sure. You called me over. I wasn't sure of the rulings. I know that Adam says sometimes the accepted game state is a thing, but I think very honourable of you to concede. And
I think,
that, so.
given the circumstances, I should have just remembered.
Yes, exactly. So, congratulations to Connor for that one. I think that was a well fought game. Mulligan to 4, what a game. Okay.
I also think that game, if the opening, if the 4 cards I kind of went down to, if you had those 7, that was in that 7 to put 3 away from, I would have lost.
Yeah. So you probably should have mulliganed as well.
Yes.
Right, so anyway, anyone's game for game 3. Let's see how it goes.
It is.
Good luck to both players. Welcome back to the finals, heading into game 3 now. Tom, you're on the play. 1-1. Anyone's game? How's your opening hand?
It's fine.
Okay.
It's got lots of lands. It's got the Cabaretti Courtyard, so we're gaining life.
Yeah.
It's got Endurance, which is a nice blocker.
Doesn't feel great in this matchup for the ETB effect.
Not for the ETB, but just the
good.
surprise blocker is really nice. We've also got Summoner's Pact.
Ooh.
and Expedition Map. So that is... if I was playing into a non-aggro deck, this hand would be incredible.
So let's see if Tom wants to concede this game out of shame as well, or if he remembers his upkeep trigger. Connor's hand, I think it looks pretty good to me. It's got 3 lands, a lot of creatures. You've got the Tin Street Dodger, the Razorkin Needlehead, which I personally hate, and the Roaring Vortex. A decent Kellan hand, and let's see how it goes. Tom, you're on the play, leading with a Forest and a
Expedition Map. Yeah. It's always nice seeing at least one Forest in the opening hand.
Yeah.
Just having that green source.
Harder to be removed as well.
Yeah, it's just nice. Comes in untapped, which is...
Monocolor decks, man. You get to run a lot of them. What is your ratio of basic and non-basic, do you know?
I think currently I'm at 18 basics.
18 basics out of your 52
I think,
lands.
yeah.
Okay, so not majority.
I think it should be. I think my end goal of the deck is 14 basics.
Only 14?
There is a lot of lands.
There's a lot of utility lands
that I need.
Okay, I get that.
One big one I think is Yavimaya Hollow, where you pay a green and tap it to regenerate target creature.
Is it legendary or just any creature?
Any creature,
Any creature for 1 green. That seems very strong. So, playing out the Needlehead here, this can't be a card you're happy to see.
Yeah, it's not amazing. Luckily, the deck doesn't draw too much.
No.
A lot of its kind of card advantage comes from adding cards to your hand instead of drawing.
I just feel like a 2/2 first striker with that taking damage every turn. It feels quite strong to me.
It is. It's scary, but
maybe it's just my flubs brain being scared of it. So they're running out the Azusa here.
Yeah, always nice to get it down.
Yeah.
Then Maze of Ith, what can you do?
That's a strong after Azusa pair of lands.
It is.
Also sequenced correctly by playing the Maze of Ith first.
Yeah, so it doesn't give an opportunity for...
in case he blows it out with something. Tin Street Dodger here.
This card, I'm...
Roiling Vortex. The Roiling Vortex stops you from getting life.
Which is scary.
Which is relevant.
I do see that and I'm like... I'm going to get slowly burnt to death.
Yeah.
I'm on a timer.
Yeah.
And it's not a creature-based timer.
And, Roiling Vortex has 3 abilities. I'm trying to remember what the middle one is. Do you remember off the top of your head?
So it's during each player's upkeep, they take 1 damage.
Yes.
Players can't gain life. And pay a...
You have to pay a red to make the opponents not be able to gain life. Whenever a player casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast it, they take 5 damage.
Yes!
So that Summoner's Pact is looking bad.
And I forget the card does that.
Oh, okay. Is it caught? That's good to hear. Okay. That's going to hurt.
It is. That's what we're about to see, I believe.
Okay, so...
So I draw, take 1 during my upkeep, draw, take another one.
Yeah.
And then... I
mean, 5 life for a tutor is... you better be getting something good.
Yeah.
You're at 4 mana at the moment. You can play 2 land. You can play 3 lands to
I can, if I had them.
If you had them in hand. No lands in hand?
I don't believe so.
That is rough. So you're playing the Summoners Pact.
I am. And then I get reminded that I have to take 5, and I'm like, oh! And then here we see the 9 life again on the 9. Not happy.
That's not good. Okay.
I do have an Ugin in hand.
Okay, that is good.
My kind of goal this game is get to Ugin. There's not much mono red I can do.
No, I mean, I think
there are
basically Ugin resolves. You negative, you clear the board. They then have to spend their next turn using their burn spells to kill it, and if they can't, it's probably too late. Like they've got 1 turn to maybe stabilise.
Yeah.
But even that, it's rough. Red isn't necessarily great for card advantage. So when you wipe their board,
and yet here I get the Ramanap, and there's no open mana to play the red to stop me gaining life.
That's good. Oh, fantastic. The other thing about Ugin into aggro is just that uptick. Is that once you've wiped their board, when they start trying to deploy threats again, you're just killing a threat every turn.
And then eventually I'm gaining 7 life.
I mean, I doubt that ever happens. They probably concede before that. But in theory, it's possible.
Yep, so I'm gaining the life here from the 3 Cabaretti Courtyards.
Yes,
I
mean, that means I don't really know if there's anything kind of done sequencing-wise to be a bit different. I feel like probably not. I feel like you probably played it correctly.
It's just unfortunate that I happen to have.
So, advice I might potentially give you is: I very often, if I have something I want to do in my opponent's end step or something I'm trying to remember for my upkeep, I put a dice on top of my library.
Yes, that was mentioned by Connor actually when I lost in game 2.
Fantastic, yeah.
And then I forget to do it this game.
No, just a helpful little hint at anyone out there. I believe that's the grab the prize again. Again, apologies for the glare. Discarding an elephant. Should have discarded itself.
Don't think 4 lands I think's enough.
That is fair enough. So
5 even.
He's got the Bomat Courier there, a card I remember very fondly from Standard.
At this point, I'm not reading the cards. I'm reading the CMC of the creatures because I've got Ugin next turn.
But Ugin only doesn't exile plus.
That's true. Let's see if that's remembered this game.
Tom.
I believe it is.
For context, if you haven't seen in a game against Kellan, Tom negatived an Ugin exiled of Assault Monolith, and we will not stop mocking him for it because embarrassing mistakes are funny. So there you go. You remembered your Summoners Pact.
I did.
You've grown as a player.
Actually, he wasn't being remembered.
Connor reminded you. That's very kind of him. Could have taken advantage of you.
Could have. Although I believe it's up to both players to maintain the game state.
Yes, that is the correct ruling.
I'm now unable to gain life.
That is smart of him.
I was very sad.
Yeah. When did he do that? Was that in your upkeep before you drew, or? Because he has options of what he does. He could wait until after you've played a card, trigger on the stack.
That's
he could
true.
Then do it.
That is true. True.
Or he could just try and do it as early as possible, so that you can't somehow do 2 life gain effects and he responds, you do it again. I missed when it happened. I'm not sure what the correct sequencing is there. I think it is very situational and hard to determine.
Okay, so it's not an Ugin this time.
You probably feel safe against him having interaction because he probably would have killed the excavator going into the turn.
Yes.
Right?
I'm not feeling insanely secure because I'm on 8 health.
Sure. Bounce land, picking up the port so that you can activate it. Fair. Playing the port. I mean, port doesn't feel very relevant here.
Not at this stage.
Not against this deck.
It's not awful.
He's got 3 cards. I mean, I guess are you activating it in upkeep? No. Okay.
I believe in hand. I have endurance.
Yeah.
So I'm looking to
surprise him with the blocker. Yeah. Ferocidon.
Although I think just with the creatures.
So were you tempted to flash in the endurance in response to the Ferocidon?
No. I wanted to use it as a blocker.
You'd rather take the ping and surprise him with a blocker.
Yeah.
That's fair. I'm guessing you probably block the needle ahead. If I'm looking at the threats on board.
I think in the end, kind of decided to not attack this turn.
Oh.
Because there's no favourable there's no world in which attack is favourable.
Yeah, I
would personally just.
I mean, I guess it's the Maze of If is the thing that he's concerned about.
Yeah, I think it's
the
probably...
shouldn't attack. I feel like Kellan and Needlehead attacking is. I mean, you're playing the one with aggro.
Ramanap is a 2/3 though.
Oh, it's a 2. I thought it was a 2/2.
No.
Okay, ignore me. Okay, yeah, no attacks. I understand now. I was wrong. I'll admit it.
And here, I don't want to waste the mana, so I do flash in the endurance.
Targeting your library or your graveyard or his?
Nah, targeting. I think there's a lot of cards in there that would like just discard draw. And I'm like, that's like having less mana. Like drawing into one of those, having to spend the mana to play it, having less mana to kill me.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it does go to the bottom. So.
Yes. I think it just depends. Do you care about getting your Cabaret Court back in? It's probably better in the graveyard because you can get it back with the Excavator if you can get rid of the life gain stops. There are 2 life gain hoses in play though, so that is pretty brutal for you. Although Ugin gets rid of both of them at the same time.
Ugin does.
Have you got the new Ugin yet?
I don't.
No.
I'm sad I didn't get it day of release.
Yeah. Is it spiked?
I think it's around 50 now, from what I saw.
Is it being played in others' lists? Have you looked?
Yes.
It is. Okay.
What's an incredible card.
I mean, it seems very strong. Yeah. Is it 7 mana as well? Is it 8? I can't remember.
So Ugin's OG Ugin is 8.
Okay.
And the new one's 7.
The new one is 7. That is Tron Lands.
It is. I don't run them.
You should.
It's just if I can get 3 lands.
I think you should try them, and mainly because of Play the Nexus, which is the card that turns them online. So then you need to 4 mana.
But if I can get 2 lands, Dark Depths.
Yeah, but I mean, if you have one of them in hand and you have an Expedition map, you can grab the other one. If you've got a single land tutor, I'm not sure. Maybe I'm the one who's wrong here.
I mean, we have things similar in the Crystal Vein with Ramanap.
Yes, that's true.
Like if I play it pass, next turn I have 8 mana from that.
Yeah.
And that is enough for him.
So I'm looking here, and
dear.
Bomat Curry's been picked up. You decided to -2, not -3.
Yeah. I don't think
blockers.
that colourless card being exiled changes.
Possibly not. However, it
is. I know.
Don't exile colourless things of Ugin. So just why did you exile? Why did you -2, not -3? You just worried about like hasty attackers? You want to have blockers?
Yes. So if I do 3, I have no blockers.
Yeah.
And if a hasted creature kills Ugin, I am in a really
do you have
bad
the Maze of
position.
If?
I do.
I thought the life gain hosing nature of the Frost. To be fair, Frost on attacks next turn. It has Menace, I believe, so blocking it's awkward, but you can bolt next turn, right? You're out. It probably is correct, I guess, to keep the 3 blockers up. Though arguably, maybe perhaps you wouldn't cast the endurance in the end step if you're going to be Uganing anyway, and then -3, and then you have the endurance for the turn after. I'm not saying I'm correct. I'm just spitballing.
I just wanted to keep the Ramanap.
Okay.
Realistically.
Oh, sure. And then when you bolt that Frostodon, you're gaining 3 life for turn after.
Yeah.
Okay, you're thinking more long term than I am.
But it's risky because I'm on 5 life.
I think every line we've discussed is risky to something or other.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things Adam was talking about, how it's really hard in a singleton format to like play around things because it's singleton. You can't play around a card.
You've got to play around like a type of card
Yeah,
more than
exactly.
anything, right?
But there's a vast variety of cards. Exactly. So Maze of If and the Frostodon. I think no. Thinking about it more, I was just wrong. I think you've made the correct play here because the Maze of If stops that from being a problem, and you're just going to bolt it next turn.
My Ramanap unfortunately does get exiled here.
That is sad.
So I am scared.
Connor only has 1 card in hand.
And 1 mana open.
It's a Warrior's Oath, which isn't super strong when you don't have a good board state.
That's true.
So you've drawn into your favourite card, Prime Time.
It is such a good card.
Uptick, bolt away the dinosaur.
Yeah, struggling to do maths there.
Struggling to do maths there, that's fair. And you've got a lot of mana, you've got a lot of cards in hand. I hate to say I don't feel good for Connor's chances here.
No, it's like in the grind game I probably can get there.
I think that's the thing. I've got a kind of deck, but it always feels like the longer the game goes on, the lesser your chances of winning are.
Yeah.
It's like a drop off there. So you're doing a lot of maths here, a lot of counting. You looked at your graveyard, I believe.
Yeah, I think. Well, 'cause I just wanted to see what I got in there. Really.
Yeah. Any relevant reasons?
Wow. I mean, some cards may reduce their cost by the.
So this is. Did you want to say it?
This is Emrakul.
The Promised End.
Promised End.
Yes.
I control my opponent during their next turn.
I mean, they get an extra turn after that one.
They do.
And it's what is it? 13 mana reduced by 1 for each card type.
I believe so. Yes.
Oh, what a card!
I have 3 card types. I have an instant, a land, and.
Interesting, you didn't attack there.
I didn't.
It's not necessary. You want to keep the blockers up.
I want to keep the blockers up.
So you pass the cards in. I'll let you talk about this.
So I see the hand, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
How fitting. You can see my feet there in the corner.
Oh, you probably can't have cropped it. But
well, I'm there looking at it. I read the card, and I'm like, nice.
Yes.
Cast it.
Yeah.
And then just pass.
And what is the card left in his hand?
I can't. I believe it's a land.
I thought it was like a. Was it not bolt way? No, it's a
land.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he has to top deck a way to deal 5 damage to you.
Well, no, because of the land that's endured by paying a life.
Okay, so if he's drawn into 2 bolt spells,
I do lose.
Okay, we'll see.
So we've got land,
like you said.
Then
bolt wave.
I'm down to 2.
Down to 2. A shock, you're dead. A shock and you're dead.
And it's Goblin Guide.
No, Goblin Guide. And you have enough blockers. So he attacks you basically.
Yeah, I reveal the top card.
Trigger. It's a land, and it's trivial now because he loses the game to his own Warrior's Oath. What a fun Emrakul win that is.
Absolutely. I was so happy when I saw that hand. I lost to my own.
Emrakul, Jude was responsible for that.
Yeah, I've lost. Yeah.
But now you've won with your own Emrakul.
And now I've won with
That's
my own
fantastic.
Emrakul.
Well, Tom, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you.
It's been a pleasure.
Helping. Thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Hope we see you again soon.